Okay, here are the homework problems for tonight, September 25th. They are due on Monday, September 28th. So write down these problems, pause the video, see if you can work them out. I'm going to go over a couple of these videos, not these videos, these problems at the end of the video. But again, it's very important that you work them out on by yourself and see if you can do them on your own. All right, I'll be back to work out a couple of these problems. Okay, with number one, I would focus on the top first. I would focus on the bottom first, see what you can get out of there. You could factor the top part, but the bottom part, let's just start there. So the bottom part, we can bring out a 4 and also x squared, and let's see, parentheses. Well, what am I going to have on the inside of the parentheses? Well, I can divide this by 4x squared, and that gives me x to the third, divided by x squared just gives me x. If I multiply 4x squared times x, I should get back 4x to the third, which I do. All right, the next part, divide that by my greatest common factor, and that just gives me plus 1. So that is on the bottom. On the top, what can I break? If I just write this down, I'll just write this down, 20x to the fifth. Now, since I've made it to where we have two factors, we've broken this up, right, into 4x squared and x plus 1. We can now simplify. So I can simplify this 20 and this 4. That's just going to give me 5. And now x to the fifth divided by x squared, this gives me x to the third. And that's all over x plus 1. So I'll go ahead and say that that is simplified. Now, remember I talked about one way you can check to see, whatever you simplify, you should be able to plug in a number and your value from your original should be the same as your simplified version. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to choose an easy number. Let's just choose 1. I'm going to plug it into this. So I'd get, if x equals 1, I'd get 20 times 1 to the fifth all over 4 times 1 to the third plus 4 times 1 squared. That would equal 20 times 1 to the fifth, so that's just 20 on top. And 4 times 1 to the third is just 4 plus 1 to the, so that's just 20 over 8. All right, now if I plug in 1 to this one, I end up with 5 times 1 to the third all over 1 plus 1, which is equal to 5 times 1 to the third is just 1, so that's 5. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Now you might say, well, wait a second, those aren't equal. Well, if you reduce 20 over 8, what do you get? Well, 20 over 8 is equal to, 4 can go into 20, 4 can go into 8, so that would be 5 over 2. So they are equal. Remember, that's our check. Now, that's not our answer. That's just checking to see if we did the work right. And since we plug in a number to both the original and our final simplified version, we can say that we are correct in our simplification of this problem. All right, let's move on to the next one. Again, I look at the top here, and I can bring out a -2. And I can also bring out an x squared. And I'm left with x squared minus 3. All right, x squared minus 3. And then on the bottom, I'm going to get x minus 2 and x squared minus 2, x squared plus 2, 3. What am I talking about? Alright, let me start this over again, because I was having a brain cramp. Alright, let's see here. Alright, do this again. Alright, so I have negative 2x squared times x squared minus 3. Right, okay, so that was right the last time. Now on the bottom, what we have here is the difference of two perfect squares. We have x to the fourth. Remember, if the exponent is even, it is a perfect square. And we have 9, which is one of our perfect square numbers. So we can write it as x squared minus 3 and x squared plus 3. Okay, once we do that, we notice that we have now the ability to cancel out. So we are left with negative 2x squared and then x squared plus 3. Sorry about the voice and the sniffling. Still getting over this cold, but that's our answer right there. And again, I will check to see if I plug in 1 to my original. So x equals 1. You could use any number. I just choose 1 because it's easy to work with. And if I did that, I get negative 2 times 1 to the 4th plus 6 times 1 squared all over 1 to the 4th minus 9. So that's going to be negative 2 times 1, so that's negative 2 plus 6 all over negative 8. So that's 4 over negative 8, and that is equal to 1/2, negative 1/2. Alright, so if I plug in 1 to the simplified version, I get negative 2 times 1 squared all over 1 squared plus 3, which is equal to negative 2 all over 1 squared plus 3 is 4. Aha! Look at there. Negative 2 over 4 is equal to negative 1 over 2. So they are equal. Again, that is not our answer. This is our answer for simplifying, but this was a way to check. All of this that we did was just a way to check it. But this is our answer right here. Alright? Now let's look at this one. Very interesting. But you know what? I'm not gonna go over this one until Monday. So you need to try this one on your own. See if you can figure it out. It's not that hard, but if you're not thinking along the right terms, might be something you're not thinking about. Okay? So go ahead and try and work on it, and the other ones, hopefully you worked on those, and bring it in on Monday.